Hello friends, let's do a slope field for say y prime is equal to y and then 2 minus y. Okay, let's draw a coordinate system in here. So here this is going to be then the following. So what do we do here? Well, notice that in the expression here specifically we have only a y and only a y. So this is our y. So what we can do is the following. Let's say this is x. There's no x present. So do this. Take y and then 2 minus y and set it equal to 0. What this is saying is, where does the slope at first equal to 0? That's what that 0 means, you see? You can solve this. This is y is 0 or 2 minus y is 0. Then this is already done right here, right? Nothing else to be done with that. But then here you just move y over, so 2 is equal to y. So along those two lines where y is 0, so specifically here, y is 0 means this line, like that. This is y is equal to 0. The slope here is 0, so I'm drawing little horizontal linear segments. And then also, let's see, along y equals 2, so right here, let's make this 2. I'm going to draw little horizontal segments to indicate that the slope is 0. And the question is, let me label this. So let's make this here y is equal to positive 2. The question then is, what happens in between? Well, here it's pretty easy. Just use an intermediate value of y, like y equals 1, and then plug it in and see what you get. So y prime of 1, basically, just plug in 1. You're going to have 1 and then 2 minus 1. So 2 minus 1 is 1 times 1 is 1. So along this one right here, along this line, like that, where y is equal to 1, just draw slopes equal to 1. So they basically will look like this, which means since these are 0, likely the solutions will kind of get trapped, you see, in this fashion between the horizontal lines. Maybe draw a few suggestive shapes. Then, of course, naturally you ask, what happens above y equals 2? Well, the nice thing is, so remember, this is 1, so this is 2, which means, let's say, going by the same spaces, let's say this is 3, right? So along this line, what happens to the slopes? So compute that somewhere, say over here. So you're going to have y prime of 3. So this is 3 here in terms of the y. And this would be then 3 and then 2 minus 3. So work that out. 2 minus 3 is negative 1 times 3 is negative 3. So that means here they will pretty much look like this. They'll be negative, you see? Like that. So each one is negative 3. So that tells us that the curves here pretty much probably flow like this, towards this line right here where the slope is equal to 0. Let me emphasize it, you see? All right. Again, maybe I should do it in a different color, otherwise it's kind of hard to tell now. Okay, so this is that. And the question is naturally, what happens below it? So specifically, let's say when y has the value negative 1. So work it out. Y prime of negative 1, plug it in. So negative 1 and then 2 minus negative 1. So negative 1, this is going to be a plus here. So 2 plus 1 is 3. Therefore, you end up with negative 3. Again. So that means that those over here along this line right here, those would again be equal to negative 3, those slopes. So it would look like this, which means relative to y equals 0, which is what this is. Let me just kind of stress this. Okay, this is y equals 0 right here. I have to thicken that. Then these would basically be doing something like this. You see, they would be flowing away from it, that kind of situation. Anyway, using this approach, especially when the expression contains just y as your variable, say, you can sketch a slope field pretty quickly without doing dots. Please subscribe, share, and like.